Hey everyone, Coach Investor back to another Tesla weekly video for today. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend so far. Quick heads up, later today on Saturday, the full interview with Farzad will be live on X and later on this channel. And on Friday, I already released the full interview with Hans. We discussed Tesla, Elon Musk, X, globalization, stuff like that. If you're interested, this will be in the top right corner and then eventually in the pinned comment as well. So in this week's video, I do want to cover a couple of things with regards to Tesla numbers out of China, some exciting news finally out of Mexico, some news out of India potentially, and then of course the concerning numbers that we've gotten from that survey from Washington Post. Of course, I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below because it has become a sort of a debate on X with regards to the results. Do they say one thing or does it say another thing? I'll share my thoughts, but of course, do share yours down in the comments below. So first thing I want to touch on is this. Finally, we have some positive momentum out of Mexico. So Tesla wins Giga Mexico's environmental impact permits. So the ministry was required to approve the use of ANFO, a mixture of ammonium nitrate and petroleum-derived fuel, to level the property where Tesla's factory will eventually stand. Now it says here Tesla will also be required to enact a plan to control dust emissions as the air quality will be called into question during the leveling and initial construction phases. Tesla has been given 26 months to prepare the site and carry out construction activities, meaning the target for completion will be by the end of 2025. Of course, by now we know that the next-gen vehicle will be first produced and designed in Austin and then be replicated in Mexico. So to me, seeing end of 2025, fine. I don't think I have an issue right now, knowing that this is going to start in Austin first. Then let's travel across the globe to go to India. So Tesla proposed building a battery storage factory in India. For those of you that have already watched my video, my interview with Hans, you know that we've discussed this, what will be the next location for Tesla Gigafactory. We both agreed that we think that the next location might not be a Gigafactory, might be a Megapack factory or a battery storage factory, stuff like that, things that will deal with the energy side of things. And in India, I think it makes a lot of sense to start with the energy side of business with regards to Tesla and then incorporate the vehicles in that market, because you want to first make the grid much better and then focus on vehicles, since, well, the majority of India right now does not have a sustainable grid. And of course, we are still owed an announcement for the next location where Tesla will build a new factory. We don't know when that will happen, but I mean, Elon said that towards the end of the year we might hear something, so let's wait and see. Of course, we're still waiting for that Cybertruck event, whenever that will be, I don't know, but the entrance to Giga Austin is now complete, so maybe we're getting closer. Now, next up, before we go into the China insured numbers, if you enjoy this type of content, do leave it a thumbs up, subscribe. If not, we're trying to reach 30,000 subscribers by the end of this month. Let's try and reach that number. By the way, thank you everyone that has been supporting the channel lately. I appreciate you all, and especially the new member, Lorenzo. Thank you very much. And if you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment to get the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. So the China insured numbers for the week September 11 to 17 came in at 8,500, which of course are lower than the previous weeks. But this is not the first time we've seen this pattern. If you look at the yellow-orange line here, that was Q4 2022. It's a bit of the same, but of course, this quarter, because of the new Model 3, we know that production was going to be lower. I mean, Elon even announced it, and you can see this on the graph right here. Model 3 has been going down each and every week as the new model has been introduced. Now, with regards to the Model X and Model S sales in China, what's interesting to me is that you can see a big bump here from July to August for the Model X. Model S has basically remained flat for most of the year, besides June. June was a great month. Then with regards to the Cybertruck, Larry Ellison from Oracle teased what could look like a police car, a Cybertruck police car from Oracle. He said, "It's my favorite car. It's Elon Musk's favorite car. It's incredible. I know too much about it. Some of it is still to be disclosed." Again, more will be revealed at the Cybertruck event, and this is obviously a rendering. Now, let's talk about the concerning part that came out. This is obviously from the Washington Post, a survey there. So America passed the EV tipping point, but many buyers still want gas. Once EV cross 5% of new sales, they generally take over. US hesitation could hinder that. So we have this question right here. Regardless of how much they might cost, which type of vehicle would you rather own? And the first part of the question here is extremely important. Regardless of how much they might cost, which means gas-powered vehicle costs $1, EV would cost $1 as well. As you can see from the results, 46% would still choose a gas-powered vehicle, only 19% would choose a fully electric vehicle. Now, some of the discussion is here again on advertising. Some say advertising here, you don't really need to because it shows already 19% would choose a fully electric vehicle. And if you look at how many people buy cars, how many people own cars, and the cycle we're in for the adoption of EVs, then it doesn't really matter, advertise or not. Right now, the big issue is high interest rates and is the cost of owning a new car. Okay, that's one side of the discussion. The other side is saying, look, great, 19%, but look at the 46% that is still choosing gas-powered vehicle. Look at the other 22% that thinks a hybrid that does not plug in is better, or look at a plug-in hybrid is also a number. So all of that together is basically saying 80% would prefer not to buy an EV. Why is that? We know, and this is one of my critiques that I always say, we know why EVs are better. We know why Tesla is the safest car. We know why it makes sense to buy a Tesla. We know all of that because that's what we've been doing for the last couple of years. We've been on forums, we've been on Twitter, X, we've been on YouTube, we watch the videos, we read the articles, etc., etc. So we know. And we might be the 19% here, and that's about it. Maybe, yes, maybe we will be able to convert another 5 to 10% or so. But is that enough? Is that enough without advertising? Now, again, I have to say this, high interest rates, buying a car through financing is not the cheapest currently. But still, people go out to buy new cars. And by the way, those people, let's say if eventually a year from now, they have a dream and like, EVs are actually better, but they just bought a new car. I mean, it will take time until someone decides to purchase a new car. It's not like a phone where, I mean, maybe every year you change a new phone. With cars, I think you buy a car to keep that car for a long time, unless you're leasing, which by the way, we have some numbers for that as well. According to Car Dealership Guy, you can see here Tesla top 20 leases new makes, Tesla 3.06%. Now he says here that Tesla's leasing program is growing at an astronomical rate relatively speaking. Since Q4 2022, it has grown by 5.32% per month, while most of the other brands' leasing programs have shrunk. So yes, this might be another way for Tesla to put butts in Tesla seats, right? Could be. But overall, I do think that both things can be correct. Advertising can certainly help convince people because, like I said, we live in the EV Tesla bubble, so we know all the information. A lot of people don't know, and this is why you see results like this. Which type of car do Americans think is better? When we look at convenience of refueling, recharging, 75% think gas-powered vehicles are better. Again, this is the not misinformation, but the not being educated enough or not being informed enough, maybe that's a better term, because people think, oh, you buy an EV, you will not be able to come back home. Well, it's not really true. How many times a week do you go and fill up your gas tank? I mean, if you just go to work, it will take a while until you have to refuel. With EVs, if you're afraid, just recharge at home if you have one. If not, there are plenty of superchargers in the United States. Then, if you look at cost of refueling, recharging, only 42% here are saying that EVs are cheaper. I mean, that's a lot of people that still think that EVs are more expensive to recharge, which is here again an issue. This is an issue of not being informed enough. And so to me, the conclusion here is pretty simple. Yes, we are in a period where Tesla will be able to sell every car they make, but Do you want to be in a position where, yeah, right now we're chilling, we're selling every car we make, and that's about it? Or do you want to be in a position where when interest rates come down, when production in Austin, in Shanghai, in other factories are ramping up more and more, when people will suddenly maybe understand a bit more why EVs make more sense, would you want to be in a position where you are the one that has informed the public why buying your car specifically is better than buying the others? Or would you rather be in a position where, well, it's the status quo, people will be going to, I don't know, Volkswagen, Mercedes, BMW, maybe the Chinese brand, etc., and then you miss out on potential sales? Yes, I do know when you think about EVs, you usually think about Tesla, and so you'd automatically go to the Tesla website. But still, I do think that they should start to consider a bit of both. Continue to grow, put the best cars on the road possible at the lowest cost possible, but also maybe try out some traditional advertising. I've said this in the past, maybe a once in a lifetime, very, very unique Super Bowl ad could do the trick. Of course, won't come cheap, but hey, I mean, if it will have a huge impact, why not? Then last two things here, one with regards to Europe. So with a total of 34,088 vehicles sold in Europe in August, Tesla increased its year-to-date growth from 134% to 145%, closing the gap on the next brand a little bit more. And if Tesla continues to grow like this, it shouldn't even grow next year by 145%. Even if it just grows 100% and the rest continues to grow as it does right now, I mean, Tesla next year could be in the top 5 for sure. And now last thing here is the graph. I'm showing you first on the daily because you can clearly see here that, well, on Friday, on Thursday, actually since the FOMC meeting, well, the market has been pretty red. Now, it also means that we have finally completely filled that gap from the Adam Jonas pump, which was 10% or so. So now we are maybe looking at going towards the $230, $235 or so, looking for a little support here at the 200-day moving average. RSI, as you can see, is crashing down, still far away from being oversold. MACD on the daily is bearish. And on the weekly, it's a bit of the same. As you can see, we failed to go a bit higher. RSI previously was much higher as well. So yes, it has not been a great week for Tesla, but it has not been a great, well, second part of the week for most high growth stocks. So that will be it for this video. I would love to see the arguments being made in the comments below, or if you want, you can do this on X as well. We're trying to reach 10,000 followers there by the end of the year. Let's try and do that. And as always, if you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.